Sometimes there are boys who move through this world and never see it. They don't bother to look up, even in a new town, with a fresh world to explore. They push on, going from one place to another place without joy or expectation. For some children, this is not just a school, it's a special place full of promise, curiosity, and excitement. There's a bounce, a special quality in the air here, as contagious as the play of sunlight and shadow. With so many restless minds on the move, even a boy who's not ordinarily curious can find himself in the parade.
Miss Ennis! Hey, come on, y'all, let's go.
At this school, boys bearing strange creatures and tough questions have a habit of bringing them to Sarah Innes. She's the school librarian, and they've known her since the first grade. For them, going to the library for answers is standard practice. But for Mike Willis, it's as strange as a new boy feels. At this school, the library belongs to the children. They help run it. They can man the checkout desk or put returning books where they belong. Sarah Innes has taught them to help her and to help themselves. To an outsider, it may look confusing, but to these children, the order is familiar. If they want to know what a horned toad eats, they know where to look for what they want.
A horned toad, so called because of its flat, toad-like body, dwells throughout the plains and deserts of western America.
Whether it's a boy with a pet, a child with a taste for biography, or a teacher seeking help in a science unit, they've all learned to look to the library for help.
When I pulled the ones with just general energy, then I pulled the heat books for you. These are some new ones that have come in.
What looks like foreign territory from here is comfortable ground to those on the inside.
Each morning, as the sun rose from the east,
This library is something more than a collection of books. It is the audio-visual center for the school, where a student of science can prepare his thoughts for showing on an overhead projector, where a girl can find a folk dance record for her teacher, where movies on molecules or mountain lions are available on call.
Drew, would you please tell Miss Blank?
Every day, models, maps and microscopes, records, slide films, and movies go out from the library to meet the needs of the classroom.
Have you finished your arithmetic, Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
Go over to the shelf and see if there's a library book you'd like to read.
Yes, ma'am.
The school library loans books regularly to the classroom. Books on every level, for every taste. But if a boy is a stranger to the pleasures of reading, free time can be wasted time. He doesn't know there's more to see than his textbook can reveal. Other books to stimulate daydreams or drawings. Words that can dress historical fact in the costume of youthful imagination. The difference between aimless circles and planetary orbits is imagination and a book to read.
This was to free rhyme and reason. Then when he got back home, his life really changed. He found books to read. And
The habit of free time reading is reinforced by regular book reviews in class. Reading books and talking about them is something more than classroom routine. It's a pleasure that touches everything from their art to their games.
So I just take a book and I can go on a trip and I'm not bored anymore.
Very good, Sylvia. That was an excellent report. How many of you have read The Phantom Toll Booth? Good. We'll have to remember that, the ones of us who haven't read it yet. Mike, let's have your book report.
I don't have it with me.
Why not?
Well, I always tried to read, but I couldn't get my mind on it.
All right, class, let's take out our science books and open to page 257 and read the chapter on light. What happened, Mike?
I don't know. I just didn't find it good.
Well, what kind of books do you like?
Well, I don't really know.
What kind of things do you like?
Well, they wouldn't be in books, I don't think.
Well, I tell you what, the whole class is going to the library this afternoon. Maybe we can find something you like there. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I have really got a problem in my room this time. I have this new little boy, Mike Willis. He is not the least bit interested in reading, and I think it's really showing on his schoolwork. I don't know what I'm going to do with him.
Well, did he say of any particular interest in a type of book? You think we could start in that way, you know?
I can't get anything out of him. I just don't know.
Do you know anything about his background that could help me a little bit, Adele?
I met the father when he came in last week, and I don't think he's had many books at home.
Did the children accepted him? Has he, you say he's lonely,
I don't think he's made any really good friends yet. I think maybe he's a little homesick.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, maybe we can find him some friends in books.
For every pair of idle hands, there are others here reaching out for new knowledge, doing research, preparing reports, using the full resources of the library. They can consult the card catalog and compile a bibliography. They can find and take notes from a film strip or encyclopedia, skills they'll carry through college and into adult life. They learn these skills from the librarian. Her teaching begins in the first grade, and by now, they're on the road to independent learning. Because she's freed from routine library chores, the librarian in this school has the time she needs to give help when it's needed.
I haven't had a chance to come over and talk to you. You're new in our school, and I thought I'd sit down and talk to you for just a few minutes. Let's see, you moved here from where?
Centerville.
Well, how many books have you read?
I can't remember exactly how many.
Well, which one did you like best? What kind of books?
Well, I've read so many, I just guess I don't... right now, I couldn't guess which one I like the best.
Well, have you read Homer Price? This is a book that, my goodness, the 5th and 6th grade boys over here have loved Homer Price. This is a picture of Homer Price. And this picture of his bedroom is supposed to be... Does your bedroom look like that sometime? Does it ever look like that?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Well, if you like humorous stories, I think you'll like this one. And do you know who this person was, Benjamin Franklin?
I've read some books about him, but I hadn't read that book.
Look at that.
Whatever his needs or limitations may be, the librarian takes him where he is and tries to move him along as far as his individual interests and abilities will carry him.
I like reading about people who have done things. Biography is one of my favorites. This is The Phantom Toll Booth. It's about a boy he's kind of lonely and he'd like to try something different. He's lonely and he's bored and he's tired and he takes a trip, but believe you me, this is some trip. Just look at the map, the travels that he goes on. Do you like things about imagination?
Yes, ma'am.
Gee, have the 6th grades enjoyed. In fact, there's just waiting lists for this book, but I saved you one. I thought maybe you would like to try it. Now, if you will look at these books and let me know which one you like the best.
Yes, ma'am.
These children no longer need any encouragement to read. It's been a part of their lives since school began. A school without a library would seem as strange to them as one without teachers or textbooks. By this age, reading's not only a habit, it's the fashion. Here, the whole school goes to the library, and the library goes out to the school.
We have studied 2 parts of the ear, and they are...
Along with books on every subject, the library provides a range of teaching aids for the classroom.
About the inner ear. Chip, will you show us the inner ear, please? The inner ear is farther inside the skull, and you cannot see this part of the ear. The only part of your ear that you can see is the outer ear. I want you to please turn to your neighbor and look at your neighbor's outer ear.
Miss Maloney, I can see straight through hers.
In the library one day this week, I saw...
The boy, with the thought to project, brings the machine he needs from the library.
Show it to us on our overhead projector.
Children can use the library's overhead projector, motion pictures, or film strips for everything from zoology to American history.
Isn't that good? Let's see what these folks have over here in their microscopes now.
Because they have a library, social studies is more than a facts and figures exercise. With a record from the library, they can bring a Norwegian folk dance to life in a North Carolina classroom.
Time to go, boys and girls. Would you please put your books up?
Whether it's back to class, to their homes, or out to play, wherever they go, the library goes, with most of them.
Bye. Where did you get this book? Very good. I would like to borrow that one for the library. Bye. See you next week.
Out of school, a country boy learns to be alone. In a city park, it seems different somehow.
Hey, Mike! Mike! Come on down, we're gonna play the Phantom Tollbooth! All right, y'all two be Rhyme and Reason, and you be Discord and Company, and y'all be the three demons of compromise, and y'all can be the five ministers of Dictionopolis, and John, you can be Talk, and Mark, you be that Hopper thing, and then Bob, you can be that Alec Bing, and Hunter, you be that Malice and Hate, and then George, you be that Bill O'Giant. And Mike, you be the Terrible Trivium. All right, let's go.
With children who read, if you haven't read the book, you don't know the rules. You're out of the game. In a school with a library, the game begins early. Even first graders know that if you find a caterpillar in a tree, the library has books to tell you more about them.
Look at the caterpillar going up the little girl's finger. And here's one for you, Robin. Now run, take him to Miss Short and show him to the other children.
Listen to my seashell. It sounds like this.
If you want a book on cats or castles or the seashore, the librarian will help you find the right one for you.
And only the mouse makes the little noises throughout the house.
Oh, you read beautifully, Susan. And have you ever done that when you were at the beach? Did you pick a seashell up and put it to your ear? What did it sound like?
Sounds like the sea.
Pam, we'll start with you. Hand me the doll book.
And by the time you're in the third grade, she'll teach you how to find any book you want on any subject.
Isn't it easy to use, boys and girls? How about you, Catherine? How many Alaska books do we have in the library?
There are 10 books on Alaska.
Well, good. That was fine. All right, Rodney, let's see how the boys did.
We have 6 books about snakes.
All right, what's the call number, classification book? Where would you go on the shelves to find that book, Rodney?
500 science, 598.1.
Debbie found his self-portrait.
For a committee report on the Netherlands, fourth graders turn to the library first. Sarah Innes is a trained professional who knows the school curriculum as well as the library's resources. She can help a child make the connection between wooden shoes and a Rembrandt painting.
Deborah, this is the night watch that he's painted.
Some of her problems are easier than others. The teacher and the librarian are old allies in a common cause, and Mike's problem is not a new one.
Maybe we'll find another Herbert. Herbert, I hope so. I can see the smile on his face the day he walked in. And Miss Ennis, Herbert's the best book I've ever read. Why, Mike, could I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I was looking for that book I was here.
Which book, Mike?
The Phantom Tollbooth.
Oh, well, I hope it's in. We have several copies. Let's see. Well, you are in luck. Here is the last copy on the shelf. I think you're going to enjoy this book.
Thank you. But, Miss Ennis, you know, when I told you that we had a library in our last school, well, that was really a fib.
Oh, that's all right, Mike. You have one now. And I want you to enjoy. This is your library, and I'm here to help you. And anytime you want to come by in the morning or the afternoon, I'll be glad to help.
Beginnings are made in different ways. She's placed a book in one boy's hands, not because of what she tried with him, but because of what she's accomplished with 100 others.
This book is about a boy named Milo. He's always bored and doesn't know what to do with himself. Till one day he enters a magic land through the phantom toll booth. Pretty soon he meets two friends. The first one is named Humbug, because he's always saying foolish things.
For 25 cents, a whole quarter, we get a pile of beans and some dishwater for soup.
The other one is a watchdog who's saying,
You're wasting time. You're wasting time. I bouldered at.
the watchdog's name is Talk, and he ticks. Milo, Talk, and Humbug set out on a trip through this magic land. In Dictionopolis, the land of words, they meet the king's ministers, who all say the same thing in different words.
Greetings. Salutations. Welcome. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome to our country. Nation. State. Commonwealth. Empire.
Then they see a boy named Alec Beans, who goes down instead of up, so he always has the same point of view.
I'm Alec Beans, and I see through things.
One of my favorite characters was Dr. Discord. He thought noise was beautiful. He just loved noise.
Who are you? Captain Discord. What does A stand for? As loud as possible.
There's King Azaz and the mathematician, always fighting about what's more important, words or numbers.
You're guilty and you're guilty.
But the one I like best was Officer Shrift. He's short and thinks everybody's guilty.
And you're guilty and you're guilty.
He threatens to put Milo in jail for 6 million years.
And you're guilty. Guilty, guilty. I'm the spelling bee. The spelling bee. And I can spell anything.
The spelling bee leads us down to a castle where two princesses are in prison.
Save us! Save us! Save us! Save us! Save us!
And the best part of the whole book is when they try to rescue the two princesses who are named Rhyme and Reason. They attack the castle and scare off the demons of ignorance. Then the demons chase them, and they just barely escape. So Rhyme and Reason were safe in the land of wisdom, and Milo, Talk, and Humbug were heroes. Then Milo had to come back from the land of the phantom toll booth, but he wasn't bored anymore. He found out how many things he could do, see, and wonder about. From then on, he was one of the busiest boys in town.
Mike, a very good report. Did you learn something new from this book?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't think that this kind of subject would be in a book.
Mike, did Milo remind you of anybody you know?
Well, in some ways, like he was kind of bored and he didn't like to read. He didn't know what to do with himself. I guess he kind of reminded me of me.
A school library program requires the space, the books, and something more. There must be a qualified librarian who can support the teacher with the right materials at the right time. When this happens, true education takes place beyond the boundaries of the classroom.